Jay here with Finesse Anglers, and today we have a new reel, the Accurate Dauntless 400. This has, according to the literature, it's 26 pounds of drag at strike, 38 inches of line per crank, weighs about 22 ounces. It has, it's made of aluminum, stainless steel gears, TwinDrag system, 2-speed, and accurate. It's it's their flagship unit. They say this would be the pinnacle of small reels for big fish. So this has a ton of torque and a great drag, great smooth drag. There has been some talking. I've heard some other anglers tell me that they do have their issues in terms of maintenance, and they're high maintenance. Others have told me not so much. So we're going to find out for ourselves. We'll let you know. I think we're going to push this a little harder than most. We're going to try to run it at 50 pounds. But we'll see. I set this earlier to about 30 plus. I got it up 30 plus pounds of drag. I got it up to 35 and didn't push it any farther than that. I was still able to reel at 35 pounds. There was still a great free spool. I think this is set about 30 something. We'll find out. And there's still a fantastic free spool. Now it's slowing down because of this line, but it's great. Nice and quiet. And you can see I can turn this very easily. There's no binding or anything like that. All right, so just to give you a taste of what this thing is capable, I have my scale, and let's see what kind of drag this produces. We'll go ahead and set the drag to the first notch and give it a pull and see what we get. Initially, I set this about, like I said, 30. This was earlier in the day. Let's, hopefully it keeps maybe a little over 30. But let's see what it stays at. I'm gonna pull this, and that's about 4 pounds of drag. I'm gonna reel it in. Now I'm gonna move it a quarter of the way, I guess. Let's do quarter of the way. Let's see what we get with that. Quarter of the way, pull on it. 13 pounds of drag. A quarter of the way. Now, let's go halfway. See what we get. 16 pounds of drag. So you can see it's very smooth. And let's see, strike. We'll set it to strike, so this should be a lot higher. And give it a nice pull. 24 pounds of drag. That's a round strike. That's probably 3/4 of the way. Now we're going to go all the way to the notch, which would be, full strike. And let's see what we get. This is going to be a little harder to pull for me, so I'm going to have to get it without touching the spool and pull. Nice smooth drag. 31. At 31 pounds of drag, which I probably would not use. 31 pounds of drag, that's a 90-pound top shot. Tiny reel like this. Oh, that'd be insane. But look, no binding. No problems reeling it in. Some other reels, you get higher up on that drag, the higher drag settings, and this will bind up. Now if I put in free spool, bam, look at that. Just great. So I was really impressed. Now, when I was doing some testing, I was able to get it to 35, and it was still very smooth to pull. The real test will be on some fish, but Hopefully it can sustain that type of drag, because I'm not going to be using it anywhere near that. The most, let's say on the extreme side, I decide, okay, let me try 60-pound top shot, run it at 60, set my drag to 20. This is not going to be an issue for this reel. Not at all. It has these TwinDrags. Their proprietary drag system, Accurate's, would be a TwinDrag. So it's like a disc brake. So there's one disc on this side and this side, applying even pressure to both sides. So, in theory, it's great. So it's like having two big disc brakes instead of just one stacked on one side. So there's no side loading or pressure to one side, and you're able to have this great free spool even at the higher drags. Like I said, at strike, full strike, this is at strike this is 30, 31. If I went up to full through here, I'm sure it would be much higher. I'd probably get 35, but I don't need to go that high, because I would never really use. This only has 400 yards of line on it. I mean, that's a lot, but I'd run maybe at the most 60. I'm trying to run 40 or 50, mostly 50 on this. Be kind of fun to find out, a reel this small handling those really, really big fish would be just amazing. So we will see. I'm excited about it, just like everything new. Really, really excited, and we'll report back to you and let you know, what we think. But initially, at least, it's light enough, 22 ounces. It feels well made. This apparently has a lot of torque. Like I said, this is their pinnacle reel. It is pricey, but let's see if it's worth it. We'll let you know. If you have any comments or anything like that, or questions, go ahead and DM me, or place a comment in the comment section. And if you've had any experience with these reels, good or bad, let me hear it. I'd like to know. And let's get to the bottom of any issues you might have. All right, so that'll be it for now. We should have a few reels coming in that we'll be featuring, and hopefully you guys like it. And tight lines.